Hi, Alan.
Hi there. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. It's for you also good evening or good morning
It's good evening for myself.
for yourself too. Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
absolutely.
Thanks for being here as a speaker. So we're going to do a session about sports fan engagement and activation using augmented reality.
Correct.
Looking really forward to see it. So let me bring your screen into the stream,
Thank you very much. And
and
we're,
then I'm going
we're
to give
live
you
now, right?
You're live, absolutely. So I'm going to give you the stage, and I will get back to you after the session when it's
Absolutely.
finished.
Thank you so much. Well, welcome everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. And for those, my friends in India, happy Diwali to them on a very special day of the year as well. Today's session, we're going to focus on fan engagement in sports. My name is Alan Paul Silverstein. I'm the founder, CEO of Imagine AR. We're a company that's based in Canada as a public company, traded on the Canadian Stock Exchange. We also have offices in the United States, and we just opened up in the UK. And we've been focusing on augmented reality and fan engagement for over 3 years. And what we're going to do today is really focus on some of the key issues that you're starting to see out in the industry. And because of COVID-19, it's resulted in quite a challenge in the marketplace for many sports teams. These are some of the headlines that we have seen over 2020. The earlier one was in CNBC, was teams started to realize early this year, back in April, that there was a major challenge with the pandemic and what was going on. They couldn't put fans in seats. This threw off the entire ticketing revenue, the sponsorship revenue, tremendous amount of opportunities of engaging fans locally inside the stadium, and really became a challenge. And as we continue even today, you can see the article, just a headline on November 1st here in the United States, the sports teams, after again, for most of 2020, have made the decision that AR is the way to go for engaging fans rather than virtual reality. And that's a major decision. And we've been talking to a lot of teams over the last 6 months to a year. And this unfortunate environment with the pandemic has changed dramatically how fan engagement is viewed and how is the best way to go forward for teams until we come out the other side and we're able to attend games in person. This is just a little video we did previously on some of the things that could be done with fan engagement. And augmented reality is certainly becoming one of the most considered areas for a new digital channel for teams, organizations around the world to engage their fans. And this video is playing on my side. I don't know if it's playing there. There it is. I'll replay it again. I'll just do a short video. But it's showing you that teams are out there. They're looking to engage the fans. These are some of the clients we work with. And there's fun ways to engage the fans. And we're going to show you a number of examples that are low cost, effective, and engaging for the market today that many sports teams, as well as augmented reality companies, should look at. So what I'm going to do is go back to our presentation full screen. These are some of the clients we work with today. And we spend most of our time, again, focused in the sports world. We recently signed Valencia out of Spain for a 2-year agreement to basically focus in their area in engaging their fans around the world. They have over 7 million fans around the world. And how can you engage them if A, they're not getting into the stadium, and B, they're so remote they may never visit it. So there's some quotes you could see, but as a partner, Valencia was looking to engage fans through the best way possible these days, and that is using mobile phones. There's over 5 billion mobile phones around the world. So what better way to engage fans by using their phone and leveraging augmented reality through the phone to provide cool, immersive experiences for fans to not only entertain and engage and build a community, but to also drive a revenue opportunity for them. A lot of these teams have lost a lot of the in-stadium, in-arena revenue. Mobile augmented reality allows a way to drive not only fun and gamification, but couponing or other opportunities to redirect fans to merch offerings that are online in their e-commerce stores. And that's what we are working with when we talk to a lot of the teams, is helping them understand that social media is effective and it does get their name and brand out there. But what's most important is to offer immersive, engaging, and fun, entertaining content to their fans to keep them interested and engaged for the season, for the entire 365 days of the year. AR is immersive. It also allows you to drive new revenue. And those revenue opportunities can come both in stadium and outside of stadium. And this could be used in many different ways to drive sponsorship revenue, as well as localized purchases and e-commerce. But we do know with augmented reality on mobile phones, you can go global or you can redirect campaigns and programs that you have to go local as well. But as we continue forward in today's new environment, experiential experience is the key to drive engagement. It's the key to get the interest of fans, maintain their interest, have them share it in social media to make a statement and kind of get the teams messaging out, their branding out with their sponsors to eventually start building a new community as we go forward, again, because of today's environment. And being a mobile AR capability, it gives teams and sponsors and brands the ability to communicate direct to people on their phones wherever they are around the world and drive messaging, as well as giving the opportunity, as I've repeated multiple times, to drive revenue. The augmented reality market today is estimated from many different analysts anywhere from 4 or 5 billion up to 6 or 7. But what we're seeing is the estimate of growth, and certainly we're seeing with the pandemic that's occurred around the world, that the growth is going to be extraordinarily fast and exponential over the next 4 years. DigiCapital is one of the leading analysts in the world of AR. They're highly respected, and their forecast is $60 billion in the next 4 years. And that is pretty enormous. So everyone who's listening, obviously you have an interest in augmented reality, extended reality, and engaging people. And certainly standard AR through the mobile phone, whether you're doing it by using AR Kit, AR Core on mobile phones, whether you have a platform that allows you to do it, whether you're using Snapchat filters, the AR engagement is the way to go for sports teams and organizations to have a fun engagement for fans. We'll show you some examples today. As most people will know, there's 2 ways to engage augmented reality. One is marker-based, and that would be utilizing the phone with an app, or if you don't have an app, there's also web AR, where you point at the logo, an image, or a sign, and that would be activated with an AR activation. That AR activation could consist of any type of content, whether it's, again, 3D models, which is the standard and what most AR companies do. But we also, in our platform, have the ability to allow any sports team to leverage MP4s, JPEGs, PNGs, OBJ, FBX, almost any type of file as a delivery for an AR activation. And this is important because when you look at the environment of sports, they have tremendous amount of film, video of sports teams and players. So it's a nice way to leverage those in engagements around the world using mobile phones. You also can activate AR in locations, just like Pokemon Go, which again launched in 2016 and everyone's aware of, has done over $3.5 billion to date. So location interaction, leveraging mobile AR is a key area of growth opportunity in working with sports teams because it allows them to direct their messaging both in arena, outside the arena in local areas, but additionally around the world where their fan base could be varied in different locations, and they still want to engage them and give them an opportunity to have some fun and feel part of the community of a team. We just wanted to show some examples that are starting to occur in AR from other vendors. These are examples that are out in the market that other vendors have done in sports, just to give you a flavor of some of the application opportunities. So on the top left, certainly in the football match, is looking through the phone and then seeing statistics or information about players or teams while looking through your phone. That again is base and static information, but it is an overlay like AR onto the field. On the bottom right is an overlay on a baseball field in the United States for certain home runs by a player. Again, overlaying information on the view. We have spoken to a lot of teams, both in North America and around Europe. And when they're looking for is to engage fans when they're not necessarily in stadium, it's mostly outside of the stadium. But when it's in stadium, they're all looking to the future of glasses. They're hoping to see that in 3 to 5 years, that glasses become predominant and common, that when people go to games, they could put on their AR glasses. And as they're watching the field, they'll be able to see information about players on the field, statistics, and other related information overlaid as they're watching the game. And that's really what you're seeing the sports teams looking at down the road. But today they want to look for the ones we've spoken to, engaging fans who are not coming in stadium, in arena, again, due to the current conditions with COVID. And AR is a great way to do it to engage people. The PGA Tour has been one of the more advanced sports that has been leveraging AR for their user base. And they've been doing it for a couple of years. And this is just showing, again, an example by another vendor that worked with the PGA that provided this solution. And it was sort of like the real-time follow-along of what was going on a tournament on the screen. There is a true understanding and interest in the market that the second screen interaction is going to be key when it comes to augmented reality and sports. Everyone who's here today watching this or watching this on YouTube down the road, they're always going to have their phone nearby. It's always going to be by you. So to leverage the phone as an AR experience over and above what's going on in front of you on the TV is a great way to engage people further and give them additional fun, experimentation, and potential sale opportunities. In this case, what the PGA was doing is as players were making shots, you can select which player and see how their shots and how many shots it took to get to the hole and accomplish a goal and where they are in their rankings. Again, the PGA did this previously. It's a very advanced one. It's not a low-cost engagement, but nonetheless, it's a cool live interaction, sort of like a companion in sports while you're watching the actual game. Now, I didn't have much success previously by running a video, so I'm going to try this one more time. But Snapchat filters have been a key also in the world of sports. It's something that a lot of developers can offer. It's out there. It's cost effective for people to do. This particular one I always love is the utilization of AR portals. The ability to drop something at a location and let someone walk into it to enjoy a 360 view. We do speak to a number of teams who do like this. They understand there is probably more of a cost for it, which could be more of a challenge due to today's environment. But it's something that a lot of them like. And I think it's something that when you're looking to work with sports teams, also outside in entertaining and retail, it's a very cool development application opportunity for companies around the world who want to service sports teams. But this is a cool one. Hopefully this will play. We'll see if this will play through it. I just hit the play key. I know there are delays in the video through the stream. It is moving on my stream, but I am looking through YouTube and it doesn't look like it's playing there. But it'll allow you, there it goes. So it allows you to see what it's like to using your phone, point forward, and walk into a portal. Very cool feature. It's a Snapchat filter. We've seen other ones out there by other AR companies. A great feature function, fun thing to do, and also a way for brands to make money. When we look at AR as well, we look at the wonderful world of face filters that you see in Snapchat. So in this case, again, hopefully this will show up on screen. I'm hoping to show you, this is a video, again, done by someone else out in the market because I wanted to give you a breadth of all the different opportunities that are out there. And this is using face filters. And this was a promotion with Budweiser for fans in the United States for American NFL football teams. And this will play. Hopefully you'll get to see it as well. So face filters are a cool, fun way that integrate right into social media and bond people with their team, allow super fans to demonstrate their support for a team and post it up, and do something fun, easy, by just pointing right at themselves. So again, that is another great way for sports teams that could be serviced for leveraging standard filters to get out there. The next one is something I think you're going to see a lot more as we continue forward in the world of sports. This was done by the Arsenal. And notice how lifelike the character looks on the left. That is done using volumetric capture. Volumetric capture, to most people in the world of extended reality, augmented reality, are aware of it. Microsoft has studios all around the world. There's some other vendors. Is the ability to take a player, and what teams would do is put them into the volumetric studio, which is basically a 360 green screen surrounded by lights and cameras, and videotape that individual, whether it's making specific moves or doing certain tricks or certain movements. This has also been done with entertainers, musicians, and dancers. Now, these are really cool and holographic, awesome to see and share. But there are significant financial requirements to do this. Volumetric capture studios, usually when you have to rent them and spend for a day, they are somewhere, could be anywhere from 10,000 USD up to 20,000 or more for the day. So it's important to understand that, yes, it is an awesome and cool interaction. And as we continue forward in the industry, I believe the costs will come down significantly. And you're starting to see some other 3D studios and other volumetric opportunities coming out, where then teams can do this and offer this as a fan experience, whether it's training, tricks, or a way to engage people around the world in stores or in the homes as well. But again, just showing you another good example of how you can use volumetric capture, full 3D, to engage fans. And it was well done by Arsenal. This is one we did for the Tyson Fury fight. The gentleman in the middle with the mustache pointing to himself is a very famous cut man of boxing, UFC, and MMA. He was also in the Rocky movie. His name is Stitch Duran, and he was called in to work with Tyson Fury in the Tyson Fury 2 fight with Wilder. He contacted us about 8 days before the fight and through a relationship and asked if we would sponsor him. And additionally, I said I certainly would, as long as we can do a fan engagement opportunity with you. So that 3D model of Stitch, he's pointing at himself at the hotel with it. We weren't there. We did this from 2,000 miles away and dropped it into the hotel. That model is a Unity model that moves around, sings, dance, can do different positions. Once it's approved, we dropped it everywhere in North America in 60 seconds. And then we did a social media campaign where it's hashtag Stitch with me, where people are asked to take a picture with Stitch wherever they are and upload it the night of the fight. And then one person would win the contest. Very cool, interactive way. Again, using holograms around the world to engage fans in a sport and let them have a little fun during the evening. This is just showing you the next picture that's coming up. Is you can see actually on Stitch's vest, he is wearing our logo. See on the left, next to Tyson Fury. So we did sponsor that specific fight, and it was primarily to leverage using AR for promotion that evening. We also work with a number of minor league baseball teams. They do not have much money in the minor leagues. They don't have a lot of resources. And with COVID going on, it's even more challenging. This specific team needed some help, and we actually offered to help them, where they had a number of restaurant partners that work with the team that are in a city in the US. And with the pandemic, we're having a very, very challenging time generating revenue and getting people to come to their restaurants and order food. So we used a version of a scavenger hunt where we created their model of their mascot in 3D and dropped it in over 130 different restaurants around the city who were all tied to the team as a sponsor. We then ran a contest with the team. You could see from their webpage, it's called the Louisville Bats, if you want to look on for their website, where they asked their fans to basically order from a restaurant, download our app in this case. Again, it could be any app that's handling AR, and then take the app and drive when you do the pickup, point your phone at the location, and it was a GPS drop. And the fan would see the mascot sitting there saying, I ordered. They can stand next to him to take the picture or just take a picture of mascot, upload it to social media, and then fans were rewarded with tickets, with memorabilia, and other free gifts from the team. And that was offered to assist the restaurants in a way to build community for the sports team, to help them out because they've been supporting them. So as they go forward, they're hoping that the fans will remember and work as a community together to support the team as well as the restaurants. As I mentioned before, we have been working with Valencia. We'll be launching in December. So one of the items you can do with AR is we can create AR scavenger hunts. Cool, effective way. It's sort of like doing your own Pokemon Go version, but you can do it in stadium. But also, again, due to today's conditions, you can also do it in cities, around towns, around the world, anywhere you want to create scavenger hunts with our platform. And that's the placement of assets. So it makes it fun and engaging. And I would say this is one of the most sought after requested features that we have that sports teams want to do. That's a safe, COVID friendly way to engage fans remotely, build community, and also sell the sponsorships that could be tied to it. Because again, they're challenged because they're not bringing people in stadium to raise money. This gives them a way to generate sponsorship revenue by doing some kind of engaging event in their local city. And this shows you a local map. You can place player images. You could place items from a soccer team out there. You could do videos, whatever you want, and have contests. And in our case, we have a built-in scoreboard, but it's a fun way to engage fans with the team and keep them in mind as they continue forward out there and the games continue even off. And when it goes off season, they can work with them. This won an award. This is not from us. This is from a group called the Famous Group in the United States. They used mixed reality in this case, and this actually won an award as the best mixed reality AR effect for the United States. It was done at a American NFL football game. It was done for a team called the Ravens, but I'm going to hit the button and get started, and you'll see a big black bird. That is the Ravens. So you could see this on TV and in screens, but in this case, unfortunately, it was not mobile, but it's a really cool effect that got a lot of attention. And again, fans in stadium only knew it existed by looking on the big screen. So you'll see the bird coming in, and you'll see how it plays out and how it views. Again, pretty cool effect, a nice mix, again, using mixed reality. And as we continue in sports and we get to the glasses and we get to 5G and we get to more advanced and powerful Wi-Fi, these are the types of effects and interactions you expect to see as you go forward. We also do things called interactive photos. Just showing you an example, we've done this all over in the United States at a number of clients. We've done it at a rugby team. This is at a baseball all-star game in one of the cities in the US, where you point the phone with our software at a logo of a team. In this case, that was the All Cats, and their specific player will show up in the camera. Simple green screen placement like AR into the photo that all the fans can take a picture with and then share instantly into social media as well. Fun, easy way to engage fans. And that player also could be placed at sponsorship locations. It can be placed around the world. as well as into people's homes. So when we look at AR and the strategies, how to proceed forward, the pandemic has changed the dynamics from in stadium to how do you connect with people and fans around the world remotely in a way that also potentially can drive revenue. And these are some of the strategies when you look at the team side, as well as from the vendor side, working with sports teams that you need to look at. And again, because of the pandemic, the engagement has changed. It's not just also about social media now. How else can you grow that community, sell more product, merchandise, and support your sponsors? And if you're going to offer something to sports teams, it must be easy to operate. They're having major consideration issues now of personnel due to the pandemic and fans not being in the stands. It has become a financial challenge from a staff side and resource side to actually build and execute new programs. So you need to take that in consideration when working with sports teams, that they don't have a lot of resources available, and you'll have to help them out, build it and execute it to make it easier for them. Gamification is something we're all aware of, that everyone in the industry knows, and everyone probably sitting on this phone knows. But what you're seeing is you got to do some fun things, some giveaways, the ability to win free stuff. Who doesn't like to win free stuff? So make it gaming, whether it's scavenger hunts or scanning or finding things or other types of fun AR interactive ways to allow the fans through their phones have a safe, COVID-friendly kind of environment, socially distanced, but also to have some surprise or win at the end. Using AR, you can also promote sales, whether it's tickets, products, merchandise, or sponsorship opportunities. But it's all about engagement and activation. That's the key when it comes to AR, correct? Is you want to make it fun, have someone videotape it, share it in social media, let people, even fans, other fans know what's available so they too have the opportunity to do it. These are some of the use cases we're seeing with sports teams and something everyone should be looking at when you look at sports and the best way to use AR. Certainly scavenger hunts where you can take player images, 3D models of players, 3D models of the sports team's logos, and drop it at the retailers, drop it at sponsors, tie that relationship up and tie it from team to the community and build that local to global and back to local utilization and build the relationship between team and fans as we continue forward. Always offer something free or some type of winning opportunity. We always call it the sweepstakes. Give them a reason to play, a reason to engage, a reason to go about, maybe visit a sponsor. Again, during these times, a lot of people are at home, so that might not apply. But as we come out the other side in 2021, these are the things you should be looking at. All the AR that's seen through the mobile phone should be able to be shared instantly through social media. And again, that's something you should offer as part of your solution. I think most AR companies do, that a fan can use their phone, look through it, see something, and then automatically have the ability to videotape or take a picture and share it into social media and hashtag it with the team's name. Again, interactive photos, whether it's JPEGs, MP4s, FBX, OBJs, PNGs, any type of file, but let fans share, whether it's video of celebrations when they were champions or specific favorite players, and having the ability using the phone to stand next to them, to engage with them, and share it instantly into social media is key. Ticket promotions will always be part of the future of sports. And as we come out the other side, it'll be key to leverage augmented reality to promote ticket sales to fans. So when fans are looking at AR engagement, maybe when it's done, even if it's web AR, looking at a billboard somewhere or a sign on the street, that they can touch their phone and be redirected immediately to the ticket site so someone can purchase tickets. We've seen a number of AR companies focus on bringing bobbleheads to life. Certainly a fun, easy way to do things as well. Pointing the phone, you can bring it with videos or other highlights. Great way to leverage AR locally and for fans to collect the bobbleheads and get special AR interactions. You do store promotions with AR too, where people and fans can go to specific stores, order something, and then at the store via GPS or a visual marker, get a special AR engagement. Reward them for going to that store, supporting the team, supporting the sponsor, and using a mobile AR. Fundraising is something that's important to all sports teams. They always have causes, usually to help the youth groups that are out there and help raise money. AR is a great way to do that, where you can get your messaging out related to specific fundraising, whether it's videos, again, images, or specific 3D models, and then having a link to allow fans to donate, a way to support the team and their local chapters. Lastly, membership benefit. Again, have them feel, if you're having players, you can put them in suites. Have people feel part of a community. That's key with AR. That's key in any sports, right? Who hasn't gone to a sports arena during a big match, a football match, or going to a baseball game in the U.S., and just the energy of the crowd? So you want to make people feel part of the community, to support the team, cheer them on. And again, as we're looking at today's environment, it's important to continue to that type of emotional bond and relationship with a team. And AR becomes a very important way to do it, and an easy way to do it, right off of a phone that every fan has. So it's all about engaging, entertaining, and then building that relationship, the emotional connection with fans. And using a mobile AR solution is probably one of the best ways, the low cost ways today for sports teams to do it. I just want to show you one last thing, just to give you a little entertainment for the end of the show, which is non-sports, but something we did here in the US that got a tremendous amount of attention. Is we were called by a foundation to help one of the local high schools in the United States in Florida, to help them have a special graduation. So we created the first ever AR graduation. So the gentleman on the right runs all the schools here in the US in his state. It's Broward County in Florida. And we green screen videotaped him. And then we dropped him into every student's home in that specific location he lived, over 1 million students. And students were able to videotape themselves having their own graduation through a mobile phone.
Hey, this is Bob Runcie, Broward School Superintendent, here to give a shout out to this great 2020 graduate. Thanks to the Broward Education Foundation and the Bright Star Credit Union, I am able to present you with this diploma through the magic of augmented reality.
So although this isn't using 3D, it's very effective, very fun, and very cool. And lastly, to end our presentation this evening, the gentleman on the right is Flo Rida, the musical celebrity everyone knows, a lot of famous songs. We got him to do a 15-second TikTok dance to his own music.
And I know what you came here to do. Now bust it open, let me see you get it. It's going down for real. It's going down for real.
I'd like to thank everyone for spending their Friday evening with us, or their afternoon, or their morning. Appreciate it. My contact information is on the screen. We put a lot of our AR campaigns that we do for a lot of the sports teams and organizations here in the United States. We also opened up in UK at Twitter, our Twitter account at IPTechAR. And if there's any questions, we'll certainly be able to handle and enjoy it. But thank you very much, and be safe.
Hi, Alan.
Hi there, Alexander.
That was actually really cool. I
Well,
have enjoyed this so much.
well, there's a little delay, so I sit there and I wonder, and I went full screen. But thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this, and hopefully everyone else enjoyed it as well.
I saw you watching YouTube, and there is a delay to YouTube. That is because
yes.
of the streaming.
So while we're on, I'm watching myself on the side. See, I'm sure all your speakers are, so I could see what's going on and watch the delay. Exactly. So I have that set on the right, so I'm all set. And I'm sitting here for later with my new iPhone 12 Max Pro, waiting to get this going with AR later this evening.
I'm jealous.
The first day they shipped them out, everybody started ordering here. But thank you very much, Alexander, and I appreciate you helping run and organize this as well.
I had some questions myself, actually. There were not questions. There were actually really cool reactions, like crazy cool glasses and 5G LiDAR tech. Great presentation. Paul will be everywhere, and so much more. Now, I'm just wondering. So you can imagine if you look at sports fans, they are in all different ages.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm 49 years old.
You don't
I'm
look a day over 25. I'm absolutely. That's the most amazing thing of this presentation is knowing you're 49.
But I'm not so familiar with Snapchat. So, for example, so I can imagine that Snapchat is more for the younger people, while other devices are more for the older ones. So how do you challenge that? So, are there different?
That's
Yeah,
actually a good question, Alexander. Very good question. And I'm telling you, don't look over 25, so it's okay. Snapchat is younger, but the filters don't give you the opportunity to drive revenue and community. The data also stays with Snapchat. It is a part of our life. The younger generation uses it. When we're selling our AR platform and our AR platform, and again, I wanted to show everyone's, right? I didn't want to focus on us. I want to show all the great things a lot of great vendors are doing. And I always say to competitors, everyone needs to come out because we're going from 5 billion to 40 billion. I know it's not going to be myself, so there better be a lot of vendors out there doing AR. We offer an SDK, which is a software developed kit. So we plug into our entire platform into their specific mobile app. So if a team has an app, rather than sending the traffic to Snapchat, where the older people like us are using the phone, we can use their app. And in the app is the AR. It's built in. So they're building the community. They're controlling the data. They can create a scavenger hunt. They could do the green screens. They could do sweepstakes, promotions. So I think that's the answer, Alexander. Yes, Snapchat has this place, but also teams want to own the data. They want to own the traffic. And in
yeah,
today, where they're revenue challenged, where you can't get fans inside a stadium, they've got to look for alternative ways. So AR becomes a great way to put into the app, sell it to sponsors, and provide that as a revenue opportunity. And that's where I think you're seeing a lot of teams are going to head. And we're seeing out there is surveys are coming out over and over again now that mobile app usage is increasing significantly during the pandemic. And we expect that to continue. And as more and more teams put more money into their app, they want to build their community, and people like yourself and myself go to that. And how many times can we look at Snapchat anyway? I mean, we don't want to stare and then put things on. So I agree with you.
So I understand the monetization for this, because for them it's actually because of the binding of the fans to the team and to the members, actually generate more revenue because they will sell more of their own products, like
Exactly.
baseball caps, like everything what you selling as a team or a player.
Exactly. And the new kits that come out for the football teams, hit a key, you get your football team. Drive them to, the other thing we're hearing is driving them to sponsors. There's a challenge. You can't put signage in stadium and make money now because there's no fans. So how do you reward the sponsors who've paid all this money to build a relationship with the team? So mobile AR, having an AR SDK or plug into their app, allows them to build out the community and then charge sponsors. It's hard to charge sponsors to send them to a Snapchat filter and say, well, people are putting your logo on their face. It's like, well, how do I make money? I want people to come to my store. That's why we promote more of location, right? Geo is put a scavenger on it, send them to specific locations, visit the shop once we're all out of lockdown as well.
AR is the means to get actually at that point.
Exactly, Alexander.
I think I have a question, but I'm not sure if it's really a question. How can AR be used to promote Imagine AR?
Phil must be an investor, so he wants to get our name out. So Phil, we'll take that offline, not into the global. He just decided he didn't see a question. He said, I'm going to put one up there. So Imagine AR is fully aware that it can use Imagine AR to promote itself. So let's stay tuned. What's going to happen? 2020 is still not done yet.
Cool. One last question I have is, I'm just curious, what has been the biggest challenge with a client implementing an AR solution? I'm just wondering.
And we've spoken to
You're allowed to share.
a lot of sports teams. You know, everyone always says cost, and cost is a challenge in today's pandemic. Absolutely. We have an extraordinarily low cost solution. I mean, we're not extremely expensive the way we do it. We've invested a lot over our platform through the years to build it. So it's very low cost, but it's actually interesting. What we're seeing the challenge is having personnel to execute in North America. Because of what went on with the pandemic, there's been a lot of layoffs of employees being let go, where the departments are significantly less people than they were before. So even if they come back and say, you know what, we're really interested in doing it, they can't find the resources in-house to even execute. So you've got to, as a vendor, offer them that opportunity to execute and assist them doing it. So certainly in the pandemic, cost is one, but resources to execute the program would be another.
Cool. Alan, again, thanks.
Absolutely, young man. I appreciate it. You stay safe, and you're young enough to be on Snapchat, and I look forward to the filter. Thank you very much for inviting us.
We're going to try it out. Thanks.
Take care. Bye.